Welcome everyone. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of the SAP1. The simple as possible architecture is a basic yet powerful to model to help you to understand how a computer works. Let's begin now. First up, we have the program counter, or this little guy. Uh, is the brain's GPS. It keeps track of the memory address for the next instruction to be executed. Once an instruction is fetched, the PC increments automatically to the next one. Think of ensuring we stay on the right track while executing the program. The next is the single register. This is like a handy notepad. It temporarily stores data while the system processes. It's simple yet vital for smooth operation. The next one is the register. This is a storage unit used during a calculation or data transfer. The most important is the accumulator, which stores the arithmetic and logic operation. Without this, the CPU would have nowhere to store intermediate result. The next is the ring counter. Is the system conductor ensuring all components work in harmony. This counter activates control signal in a specific sequence like orchestra playing in time. The next is the MAR or the memory address register. This holds the address of the memory location being accessed. Whether we're fetching an instruction or retrieving a data, the MAR is our go-to for pinpointing the exact location in memory. The next is other subtractor. Is the calculator of the SAP1 using a clever design. Based on the full address, it handles addition and subtraction. For subtraction, it uses two components method, efficient and elegant. The C39 and to C46 section of diagram, I think this represent a various micro operation of circuits in SAP1. They like the individual steps in recipe of each playing a small but essential role in the overall process. While the specific roles depends on the implementation, they crucial to control and the data flow. The next one is the control sequence. The control sequence this generates the control signals that orchestrate the entire system. It ensures each component knows exactly what to do and when to do it. Without it, the SAP1 will be chaos. Next is the instruction decoder. Its job to translate binary instruction from memory into control signals that the SAP1 can act on. It's like a translator ensuring CPU understand and execute instruction correctly. The test circuit. This is used to validate the troubleshoot the SAP1. It's like a diagnostic tool, ensuring everything functions as it should. The next file or component is my other subtractor or test add sub. This is a specialized part of the test. Is the setup, the test and as subtraction and circuit is used to verify operation of the other subtractor, ensuring that it handles all arithmetic correctly. Precision is key here. Next is the FA, the full adder. Uh, this component is a building block of our arithmetic operation. It takes in three inputs, two binary numbers and a carry bit that produce a sum and a carry output combined of these, and you can handle any arithmetic operation SAP1 needs. So for now, the program counter points to the address of the next instruction in RAM, which is fetched by the memory address register. The first instruction is stored in the instruction register and decoded by the control sequencer to activate the necessary control signals. For this example, the instruction is an add operation. In this case, let's assume the accumulator initially holds the value 6 and register B holds the value 4 when the add operation executes. The other subtractor process the addition 6 plus 4 is equals 10. The sum then is loaded in the output register and where it's set to display. This is why output shows then the result of adding the values from accumulator and register B. And that's a wrap on the components of SAP1 and how they work together in an actual implementation. Each part may seem it's simple on its own, but together they create fully functioning, albeit basic computer. If you had any question about the specific components or how they interact, feel free to ask. Thank you.